Hmm. Well, it's Thursday, January 6th, 2022. Um, Today I don't have to go to work. Um, and I went out to the field to, you know, go see if there was anything, you know, neat to document as far as the sunrise. And it's like, even if it's just going to be gray, I, I might still capture something. But today it was just really cold, -10 Celsius, um, which is like 15 or 14 Fahrenheit. And I don't know, it was just really gray. And for a little while, it looked like there might be something interesting as far as colors, but the cloud layer was just too dense. And it just kind of stayed gray, and I just kind of watched it. But then it just got brighter. It didn't really, so. But I was there, I saw it, and so, and I came back, and yeah, I stayed warm as I could. My feet are cold though. But anyway, and I've been thinking that it had been a couple days since I made one of these, though it doesn't really matter. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I still do it. And I've been thinking about how I'm coming up on the anniversary of my first video. I believe um, it was published on January 9th when I was up in Wisconsin on the third floor of the Holiday Inn. I want to say the room number was 310 or 314 or something like that. But I remember the location. Um, but anyway, I like to think that I'll be making that trip up there again soon. But I haven't seen when I'm scheduled off for vacation yet. And I'm kind of wondering if it got misplaced or forgotten about. Because I was asked about it when I wanted to take it over a month ago. But then there's been a management change, and the person that asked me and was supposed to have scheduled it, but he has a really bad habit of forgetting things that aren't about him. So, you know, and now somebody else is doing the scheduling. So there probably is. So I'm not even sure, and I just might lose that vacation. Um, and you know, I don't know. I don't know how much I actually care all that much. Maybe I should, or I need to fight for it, or question about it, or or take care of it myself, which I could always do. It's well within my ability and rights, but I just don't. Because I would have to ask a couple questions and figure it out and stuff, and it's like, it's a trip up to Wisconsin in the middle of winter, and who knows? It's like, but it is an adventure, and I do like doing it when it, is available. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about it, but just leaving a note here. I guess more of interesting news. Not that anything is less or more interesting, but one of the guys that lives here in this building, um, it was brought to my attention that other people had not seen him for a few months, and then they got home in the evening and could, as I was told by text, that they, smelled, detected like strong smells of an illegal substance, marijuana. So anyway, which is strictly forbidden on these premises. Anything of a controlled nature or mind altering of any kind. It is sober living. and it is strictly a no strike policy. There's no, oh, we'll just look. No, it's a no strike policy. So that sort of thing is just, it's not frowned upon. It's just, you're out. So anyway, they brought it to people's attention, and yeah, he was confronted. Yeah, he was, yeah. So he's been asked to leave. And he's one of our residents on the first floor. And so he's still here right now. But last night, I guess they confronted him yesterday. And last night he came to the meeting and got a starter token. And I don't know. He just didn't look, I don't know. He looked, I don't know. Like he was just, I'm not a judge of character. I can't read people very well, but from my estimation, he was just doing it because he thought he was supposed to. He didn't really, I don't know if he cared or not. He didn't seem to appear overly committed or properly, I don't know. So I doubt it. It didn't seem like it had really any significance or importance to him. Like it didn't matter. Like it was just part of some game or something, or he was trying to get out of trouble or trying to make it look good, and he needed to get a piece of paper signed. That's the most important thing. Get that piece of paper signed to show you were there. It's not that like it's a life-altering experience and you should take it seriously because the rest of your life depends on it. No, nothing like that. So, just got to get that piece of paper signed. So, it's not my life. And I told him, I gave him the starter token because I was, I had volunteered to chair that yesterday, last week. And then the guy that normally secretaries that meeting, who used to be me, but I was able to find somebody to take over the secretary, he asked me again to cover for him. This is like the 5th time I've covered for him being secretary since he took over the secretary position. Less than 6 months ago. And it's like, I really don't want it back, and don't just keep coming to me every time. It's like, there are other people. So it's like, I cannot, and I don't want to be, the go-to person. Like, oh, Eric can do it. No, no. I need to be less depended on. That's what I'd like. I'd like to attend and not be, other people get to do that. It's like, I don't know. It's nice to be depended on and thought, trustworthy and reliable. But I don't like to be that predictable either. Like, what if I just don't want to? But then I feel like I have to because they rely on me to be the person that does it. So it's like, it's conflict. It's like I get respect, but then I don't know how much I'm being taken advantage of. Or other people are just like, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I'm going to go do something fun. Eric will do it. And then they go off and do whatever it is they want to do on a whim without taking what they've committed to, their responsibility that they agreed to. And they're just pawning it off on somebody else. I don't know. I can't tell. I cannot. So I am definitely feeling very alone and misunderstood, as one does. And all my efforts and endeavors don't produce results besides the ones that I make for myself. And, as long as I'm okay with just being about myself and doing things for myself and, trying to help my local environment by just being a decent human being without causing problems, then I get left alone. And that's part of the problem. I get left alone. People just assume that I have, like, whatever it is. And I don't, and I guess I'm okay with it. But I'd like to think that I was capable of more. But I'm not really called on for more or different. People just like it that I continue to do what I do, and they just want me to continue to do that. It's like I'm not exactly, it's like, yeah, I could live out that, I could do that, but I don't want to. I want to do something different. I want to do something, you know, I want to adventure, I guess. I don't think that's too much. So I know I'm adventuring a lot more and doing a lot more than I ever used to. So that's something. And I do have freedom of travel. Freedom of travel. Freedom to explore. Because I'm not tethered. I'm not bound. I'm not tied down. I can do things. So that is cool. It's just about deciding. And so, and I guess a bit of me is waiting, wondering. So, and last night, or last day, I wrote a lengthy piece. I was surprised. I didn't know I was going to write that much. But more declarations of spontaneity, to the silence, to the void, to the pain. And I don't think it got read. I don't think it's gotten noticed. I don't think a lot of my stuff is getting read or noticed by an individual that I desperately want to, I want them to read. But the thing is, I thought of, and I have not committed to writing, and I might be committing it to words, but these things don't get watched, so I don't have to worry about it. It's completely anonymous and private. No one will ever see it. Even though it's going up publicly. What does it matter? No one watches. Which is okay with me. Is that if they truly can read my writing, and it doesn't make sense, and they don't understand what it means, then they are not, I don't know, are they not then not the person? As I would, but then I don't understand their stuff either. I don't have the context. I don't have the history. I don't know the metaphor and the grammar. I know the language, but I don't have the background to be able to understand what things mean. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. What is the significance? I don't know. Once I learn the history, then I know who they are in relation to each other and what, the people, places, things, and events represent. But without the history and context, it's just words. So it's like, I think I try to write so that history and context are not required. It's more about the imagery and the emotion that I think that the words are imbued with, or at least I imagine them to be, but I could be wrong. But if what I write is not intelligible and does not communicate or is translatable, and they do not understand the half of it, and it's not on them that they don't understand. It's on me that I was not able to communicate effectively. But I'm writing for me, and I understand it. I know, and it's like, I wonder, it's like, do they know too, and they just don't want to admit that they know? And then it's like, why? Are they scared? Are they afraid? And then it's like all these things, it feels like just to keep me at a distance. And maybe that's just how it is, and that's how they want it to stay. That's their choice. But don't, it's like on me, it's like, I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for something more, and that's okay. Um, so, I'm getting prepared to just kind of go away. And it's like start looking for somebody else to talk to, somebody else to write for, somebody else to be for. I'll be their Eric. And, and they've got their people. They've got all sorts of their people that they receive, encouragement and praise from, and for being how it is they are with, so they have their support network of, they've got a lot of pennies, shavings, not to put anybody down, but, those, thousands of followers, it's like, I'm sure there's a few that are, but I don't know. I don't know much about anything. And I don't know much about what's going on or what's not going on. It's probably just all my imagination anyway. But I did realize, and I've thought about it before, it's like when I really got really upset, back in November, and I just, just fine, everything just fine, just unfriended them on Facebook, unfollowed them here, there, and it's like, let's just call it done. And I didn't like it. I was like, but I want to see what, then I, made it so I couldn't, and it's like, that was a bad decision. I didn't like that. But it did produce immediate results. It's like they noticed right away and got really angry. At least that's how it appeared to me. And they felt betrayed and abandoned and hurt. And that was not the intent. But that's how it communicated, I guess. But to me, it's like, it was a direct result of lack of communication, I don't know what's going on. I don't know my value or importance, or it's like, shouldn't I just go away and live my own life? And because I thought I've been told before to forget about them. I'm pretty sure that was something they said, just forget about them. Or maybe that was for somebody else, or who knows who they were talking to. I never know who the audience is, who the message is for. And the most recent one about them not being the girl that someone is looking for. Who is that message for? Who is it targeting? And when I left a long comment on on the only video they left up on their channel, after having taken down everything, they left one. And since I hadn't commented on that one, I went ahead and commented on it deftly, with respect, because I saw who else was in the comments. And that just immediately came down, and then there was just no content for like a week. And then, after a little bit of, time, and I don't know if anything has to do with me or anything, but they put up a series of other videos that they had produced that I had commented on. And it's like, what story is being told, and who is the audience? And I don't know. I don't think it feels arrogant and preposterous and presumptuous that anything has anything to do with me. Or does it have everything to do with me? I don't know. And what am I doing right now? Still talking about them, still writing about them, still being preoccupied and fascinated. Meanwhile, I don't know if I'm even appreciated or wanted, to which I ask questions and directly and get no response. And it feels like, I'm just being completely ignored, abandoned, that nothing meant nothing, that everything meant nothing, or nothing lasted, nothing was worth, because they don't have any time. Their attention is already taken. There are more important things. And there are more important things. But if they already have the life of their wanting, and there's no place in it for me, then it's like, shouldn't I go away to find whatever it is for me, instead of being a casual, interesting person that has interesting things to say. It's like, because I will invariably, when I meet somebody else, if I meet somebody else, if this is, going nowhere, I will immediately begin to write for them. There will not be room for me I can really only effectively communicate with one person at a time. I just sort of, I don't know how to not. So, I don't know. It's complicated. I don't know. Nothing is set in stone. I'm just rambling, and these are my thoughts in motion, because I feel lost and upset and abandoned and a bit hurt and not angry, just I just want to know. It's like, am I not doing something that I should be doing? Am I doing something that I shouldn't be doing? And it's like, I don't know. So right now I'm just leaving alone, respecting distance and observing boundaries, and I don't know. Because it seems like trying to do anything more is like actively, it's like, well, that's just, not acceptable. So I'm not leaving comments. I'm not directly writing. I'm writing on my own, in my own spaces. And if they want to show up and they want to read, I don't even know about it. But they definitely don't leave any sort of note or sign that they were even there. And whatever I happen to see of, in their writing, that resembles anything, it's like, it's not a response. It's not even commentary. So I might just be reading into things that aren't there. Like that's never happened before. That happens all the time. So, anyway. Another video of me just talking at myself, accomplishing nothing. But, I don't know. It's kind of what I do. Or at least a part of what I do. And whatever it is I do I do it well? No. But I am dealing with life, dealing with my life, and dealing with situations. Not always instantly, not always how it is maybe other people would like me to, but I'm dealing with things in my own time, in my own way. And so maybe that's how they're doing their thing too. It's like, I might want answers sooner, but they're not ready yet. Give them time. Maybe it's in the works. Maybe everything is just going exactly the way that they're supposed to. And I cannot hurry them up. Whenever I try to hurry things up, or that just messes things up. So just hang on. Be patient. Do what I do. And if it doesn't turn out any way that I think I want, that's okay. I'm still getting a lot of good practice at writing and being me, I guess. And if that's not somebody that they're interested in, then I have no control over that. Or maybe it's just too soon, or they just aren't interested in meeting anybody. I have no control over that either. And if I do meet somebody, or decide that it's just not worth it to me, or I just don't want them to be a part of my life anymore, they have no control over me. And I am free to go at any time. Even if it hurts me. Even if it hurts them. It's like, I don't want to. But if it becomes too much for me to be able to bear, all the uncertainty and doubt and just not knowing, it's like, I don't know. How strong is my resolve? I don't know. Time will tell. I have no guarantees. And I told them that a while ago. I said, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay to, friend request again, but I can't guarantee their safety. And because nothing's been solved. All the things that led up to me, becoming the way, and being upset and unfriending them, none of that's been touched. None of that's been discussed. None of it's been solved. So the only thing is that I've realized what happens when it's like, well, I don't want that. And I saw what that was like. So it's like, that's not an option. I mean, it is an option, but it's not a good option. And I just hang on, just stay. Don't panic. I learned what it was like on the other side, and I didn't like it. So now I'll be okay not understanding. I just need to realize that there's other things going on that are more important than me. It's not about me. And hang on. Which is difficult. But I don't know. I don't know. I like to imagine, and maybe I'm just romanticizing, or maybe I'm just fantasizing, but I like to think of it as theorizing, actualities. It's like all these things, they are possible. It's just for the wanting. And it's like, that's where my main question comes from. What is wanted? Because I am able to do a lot of things, but I won't do much if it's not wanted. I won't even bother trying. I've gone as far as I can, basically. And any energy expenditure further is just, it's like, I might already be doing too much. I don't know. But anyway, I should go. This is getting a bit long. So anyway, and I could just talk in circles all day and get nothing done. So there's my January 6th, 2022 entry. So for whatever it's worth, whatever it means, there it is. So until next time.